Hello, my name's Kevin Baker. I'm a hypnotherapist and I work at a practice called Clarity and Wellbeing, which is based in Winchester, in Hampshire. In this short audio recording today, I'd like to talk a little bit about infertility, and particularly how hypnotherapy can help with fertility. So let's start by taking the situation where a couple have been trying to conceive for a while without any luck. Their first step should always be to make an appointment with their doctor, who will then arrange for medical tests for both of them. Now, the results of the medical tests to determine whether there's anything physically wrong which may be hindering conception, the results can be one of two things. They could either give a diagnosis of unexplained infertility, which essentially means that nothing can be found, nothing physically or medically wrong can be found with either person, and there is really therefore no need why they shouldn't conceive. Now, when couples receive a diagnosis of unexplained infertility, for many people that appears initially to be, oh, bad news, oh, they can find nothing wrong. But actually it's very good news, because it means exactly that. There is nothing physically, medically wrong, and it just means that they haven't conceived yet. And in the majority of unexplained infertility cases, the problem or the reason for not conceiving yet is normally psychological. Now, that can mean in itself one of two things. It could mean that we know that the mind and the body are closely connected, and we know that our thoughts and what we're thinking have a big effect on chemicals that are released into our body, and therefore on our body and systems and organ systems that are directly themselves. So it's important when trying to conceive what we're thinking, and to think in a positive way. Now the other thing there is it's important that for the female, the stress hormones, particularly adrenaline and cortisol, are kept to an absolute minimum as possible, because these hormones, when someone is either suffering from stress, or they may not actually be feeling the effects of stress, but the stress hormones are higher than they should be, or higher than ideal for conception to take place, then the high stress hormones really are hindering conception, because just by having the stress hormones too high, it's sort of preparing the body for the fight or flight mechanism, and I touch on this more in the separate audio that I've done on stress. So when these stress hormones are too high, systems in the body, such as the digestive system and the reproductive system, shut down, or certainly slow down. So in summary, that means that if a woman is either feeling stressed, or she may not even be actually feeling stressed, but the stress hormones are higher than they should be, then that can have a dramatic effect on the chances of conception. So when we work with people for improving fertility, that's one of the things that we, especially in cases of unexplained infertility, that is one of the things that we work at, reducing the stress hormone levels to give a much better chance of conception. Now, if the diagnosis from the medical tests proves that there is something medically or physically wrong, then that doesn't mean that hypnotherapy, that there's no place for hypnotherapy. I'm not going to go into the detail here, but if I could point you to another audio that I've done, and it's on our healing page on our website, and it's to do with how our thoughts can help to heal the body from illness and disease. If we look at, take an example of, let's take endometriosis for example. Now this is a condition that is one of the most, in fact I think it is the most common cause of infertility in women today. And endometriosis is basically it's the inner lining of the uterus, the tissue on the inner lining of the uterus is actually growing on the outside of the uterus as well, or maybe even in other parts of the body. Now aside from being incredibly uncomfortable, it also dramatically reduces the woman's fertility. So hypnotherapy, I'm not saying that hypnotherapy can cure endometriosis, but it could certainly help for women that have endometriosis. It could certainly help improve their fertility, without doubt. I think that's all I'd like to talk about on this subject in this short audio. I do hope that you found at least something of interest in it. I've certainly enjoyed doing it, and it would be absolutely great to maybe meet you one day. Thanks very much for listening. Goodbye for now.